all of a sudden Margie called me and she said, did you see the postman arrive?
Hi, my name is Margie Cook.
And my name is Donald Cook.
Our accents are South African, but we are based in Kona, Hawaii.
And our story is about provision. In 1987, Margie and I embarked on a great adventure. We took our 4 children all the way from South Africa to Indiana in the United States of America. And before we left South Africa, I said to our 4 children, what's the one thing you'd like to do when we're in the States? And I should have known. They all said, Disneyland. And how we got to the States, how we traveled to Indiana, and what we experienced there is going to have to wait for another time. But as we were packing up to leave the house we were staying in, Monticello in Indiana, to travel back to California, I realized that I'd promised the kids I'd take them to Disneyland. And we'd run out of money. We'd sort of maxed out on our credit card. And in those days, you could go over your credit card limit without the company knowing, because they were still using those machines. And I thought, I'm probably just going to have to go over the limit, and because I can't not take these kids to Disneyland. And we were having a garage sale at the time, and I was a bit worried because it was starting to rain and then it would clear, and I thought we're not even going to get enough money to cover the cost of our trip back to California. And all of a sudden Margie called me and she said, did you see the postman arrive? And I said, no. And she said, look at this. And there was a letter addressed to us that had 2 $100 bills in it.
From a girl that we had met at the start of our trip in California, and we'd only met her once.
Yeah.
And when we met her, she didn't know the Lord at that stage.
Yeah. Anyway, so the letter had, most of the letter was apologizing for doing this, because she said she'd never done anything like this before, but she really felt she should send us $100 to take our kids to Disneyland. And at the bottom of the letter she said, I don't know why, but I think I should add another $100. And so there were these 2 $100 bills in the letter specifically assigned to taking our kids to Disneyland. And we ended up going to Disneyland, and with the cost of camping each side and the cost of getting into Disneyland, it's exactly what it cost us. So for $200 in those days, we could take our kids to Disneyland for a day.
They even had $5 each to buy a souvenir at the end of the trip. It was exactly $200, which is so amazing, because if she hadn't have given us that extra 100, I don't think we would have been able to have done it. But God knows. God knows exactly what you need, and that was exactly what we needed for that trip. And it was such a testimony to our children, who were aged between 3 and 11 at the time, of the goodness of God and the fact that God is interested in even those small little details, like having fun at Disneyland.
Yeah.